in bearing our soul and standing in our strength, that sometimes our vulnerability carries us forward and not BSing, you know? So what got me through a lot of it was my connection to God. And so this book I got when I was in the hospital. I ordered it on Amazon and it came, and I found out that I was a poet, and I have this love, this beloved, I wouldn't say it's a lover, but it is like a divine devotion, communion with our soul, with our connection to our spirituality, with our connection to God. And that's why I say, like, when I get to my greatest strength and the greatest thing that brings us through, that I'll be getting to, and number 3 is our faith. But the teachers that got me through, immense struggle were poets. I love Tagore, or The Heart of God, Prayers of Rabindrath Tagore. And I want to share one of his poems with you. And I already shared a poem from my friend Jordan, and I met a group of fellow poets and support system, and that was an important thing as well. So here's it's called The Heart of God, and it is a poem that sometimes accepting a situation or accepting the hardship or being honest about it and having integrity about it, even though the world wants us to be perfect and wants, society thinks that we're like machines, really. I'm not. I am an emotional, social person, and I'm very loving and very heart-centered. And so the poetry has really opened a door for me that's created immense joy and immense happiness in the midst of the tears. And here's someone that won, for those of you who don't know him, Rabindrath Tagore was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913. He was born in 1861 and died in 1941. Is considered the most important poet of modern-day India. He was also a distinguished author, educator, social reformer, and philosopher. Today, Tagore is remembered as one of the foremost intellectual and spiritual advocates of India's liberation from imperial rule. This inspiring collection of Tagore's poetry represents his simple prayers of common life. Each of the 77 prayers is an eloquent affirmation of the divine. And that's what I was talking about. It's like this devotion to God and the divine and love. And it's okay, because, it gets so misconstrued today. Like, you talk about love and you talk about feelings and emotions and all this, and everyone's like, hush, hush, but I think there's a place for, like Maya Angelou is really great, for poetry to come back. It's like we get a place to be in our hearts and pour our hearts out with each other and share that love and connection, which is a lot of what I am. And anyways, so each of the 77 prayers is an eloquent affirmation of the divine in the face of both joy and sorrow. Like the Psalms of David, they transcend time and speak directly to the human heart. The spirit of this collection may best be symbolized by a single sentence. Well, my point is, okay, here's this poem, and I'm going to do my best at reading one that may help us as we go from winter to spring, and we open the door to the new light, the new memories, the new connections, the new friends, the new opportunities, the resurrection of Jesus, if you will, in his ascended light form, the Savior, versus Jesus on Good Friday. So this particular poem is on page 10, and it's called Hold My Hand. Hold my hand. Deliver me from my own shadows, O God, from the wreck and confusion of my days. For the night is dark and your pilgrim is blinded. Hold my hand. Deliver me from despair. Touch with your flame the lightless lamp of my sorrow. Waken my tired strength from its sleep. And that was the whole point of this video, was for us to, how do we overcome our shadow, our darkness, our pain, our sorrows, and come back into our light, our joy, our happiness, right? It is through our inner strength, inner peace, inner ability to be able to move forward and take one more step, to land amongst the stars but aim for the moon, to become like the sun, to shine our light upon the world for people that are good to us and people that are not good to us, to have kindness and forgiveness and compassion and mercy, and to bear that pain with immense inner peace and joy and unconditional love, not conditional love, not loving our fellow humanity because of their because we like what they do or don't, and not because of our prejudices or racism or whatever it is, our isms and schisms and learning. We have to learn to undo our learning. We have to delete all the yucky, disgusting, like the trees shed old skin and the old bark, and like a snake that sheds its skin, and the lizards and the trees that get new leaves. We have to remember that we get new cells, our body regenerates, our life regenerates. So that's what this is about, is waken my tired strength from its sleep, from the darkness of winter, into the fullness of the moon, of the light, of the spring, of the joy. Do not let me linger behind, counting my losses. We shouldn't talk about everything that we have failed at, but we should acknowledge our losses and our temporary defeats. We should not have a mind that tells us that we've failed permanently, because if we get up and we try one more time, can you imagine every winter the trees say, we're not coming out next spring because winter was too bitter and cold and harsh? Why is it that we as human beings, as we grow older, we become bitter and brittle, and we get old and we die and wither away with our music inside of us? What happens to us? Why is it that we lose our connection to God and our spirit and our soul? Why is it that we become so fragile, and the maliciousness and viciousness and the bullying and the darkness of our nature, of our animal nature, rules and who we are? Why is it that we don't embrace our pain and embrace our sorrows and embrace our challenges and be grateful that we have so much love and support, so many people? I mean, we've all made mistakes. We've all had things happen to us. And so I want you to remember these words as you're going through your challenges, that don't let them take you down. Don't let those challenges keep you from flying fast, as I call it, and flying high. We were meant to be angels. We were meant to be immortal. We were meant to be connected in the image and created in the image of God, to be His very best. And why is it that we forget that? So as we go into Easter and spring and the resurrection of Jesus, and the most amazing teacher of all times in poetry and the beauty of life, let's remember that